Good afternoon. I'm Raine Musñgi. This is Newsfeed. Local stocks retreated, tracking the weakness across Asia ahead of a data-heavy week. The PSEi index gave up roughly 40 points, or 0.6%, dropping back below the 6,900 level. Almost all sub-indices finished in the red, with services sustaining the most losses at more than 1%. International Container Terminal Services of billionaire Enrique Razon was the day's most actively traded stock, but saw its share price decline by about 1.6%. Value turnover inched up to 5 billion pesos, while losers beat gainers 109 to 83. BDO of the Sea family is offering to fund the development of what can potentially be one of the biggest solar farms in the world. BDO Capital President Ed Francisco says the bank has grown more comfortable with the Terra Solar project after reviewing their plans. The looming entry of a foreign partner in Terra Solar will also bring the project to life.
I'm sure that will be just add luster to the name, and that's why we think that it will really expand and it will really be on the runway to build the largest solar. That's why we're comfortable with MVPs coming in, and we're fully supporting it.
Meanwhile, Francisco sees about 10 companies gearing up for an initial public offering as interest rates go down and investors shift to equities. These include e-wallet operator GCash, casino operator Han Resorts, and Metro Pacific's tollways, hospital, and water utility businesses. He adds even companies that have postponed their IPOs, like Prime Infrastructure of billionaire Enrique Razon and the Sea family's SM Prime REIT, may revisit their plans to go public. China rolls out the red carpet for African leaders for an economic forum in Beijing. China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative high on the agenda of the 2024 China-Africa Cooperation Summit. China, the world's second largest economy, is Africa's biggest trading partner.
When you talk about the Belt and Roads Initiative, you talk about economic growth, you talk about opportunities, and that is essentially what we are here for.
The latest developments now in the West Philippine Sea. Dozens of Chinese ships continue to surround the BRP Teresa Magbanua in Escoda Shoal. The Philippine Coast Guard says these include more than 30 Chinese maritime militia ships, at least 2 CCG vessels and Navy tugboats, and a Chinese hospital ship. On BNC's At the Forefront, PCG spokesman for the West Philippine Sea, Commodore J. Tariela, maintained China is to blame for the lingering tensions in the disputed waters.
The Chinese government is the one who is carrying out escalatory actions and provocative behavior in the West Philippine Sea. The mere fact that they can deploy as many maritime forces as they like just to respond with the presence of one sole Philippine Coast Guard vessel, it's obviously, it is them who is aggressive.
Tariela also said they plan to deploy another vessel in Escoda Shoal to evaluate the seaworthiness of BRP Teresa Magbanua, which figured in a collision with a Chinese Coast Guard ship over the weekend. In the hunt for Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, the Commission on Human Rights is investigating what it says are possible rights violations committed by police during their operation to arrest the Kingdom of Jesus Christ leader. Our correspondent Hannah T is at the House of Representatives, which is tackling the CHR budget, and she joins us live for more details. Hannah, go ahead.
Raine, the Commission on Human Rights, or CHR, has flagged potential civil rights violation with the Philippine National Police due to their encampment at the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, or KOJC compound in Davao City, in implementing the warrant of arrest for Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. For the Commission, religious freedom of the KOJC members and other civil liberties are affected. CHR Chairperson Richard Palpalatok said that the Commission had previously advised the police about the potential rights issues, but the operations continued despite these warnings. The PNP is now on its 11th day of attempting to arrest Kibuloy, who is believed to be hiding inside the KOJC compound. Meanwhile, PNP Public Information Office Chief Police Colonel Jean Fajardo acknowledged that the extended operation is taking a toll on their personnel. Some police officers are reportedly getting sick because of the ongoing operation. Raine, because of this, the PNP is still urging Kibuloy to surrender and face charges in court. And PNP assures Kibuloy of his safety and protection under police custody. Back to you.
Thank you so much for that report, Hanati, live from Quezon City. An update now on the weather. Tropical storm Anang reintensifies over the waters of Ilocos Norte. The center of the storm was last spotted about 100 kilometers west-northwest of Lawag, Ilocos Norte. Anang is packing maximum sustained winds of up to 85 kilometers per hour with gusts of up to 105 kph. It is forecast to leave the Philippine area of responsibility by Wednesday, but most parts of Luzon may continue to experience heavy rains over the next 3 days due to the enhanced southwest monsoon. Wind signals number 1 and 2 still up in some areas.
Ang pinakamataas ay signal number 2 dito sa may western portion ng Ilocos Norte at ang northern portion ng Ilocos Sur. May signal 1 pa rin naman tayo dito sa may nalalabing bahagi ng Ilocos Norte, nalalabing bahagi ng Ilocos Sur, northern portion ng La Union, sa may Apayao, sa may Kalinga, sa may Mountain Province, sa may Abra, sa may western portion ng Mountain Province nga at northern portion ng Benguet, sa may kanlurang bahagi ng Cagayan, kabilang na ang Fuga at Dalupiri Islands.
The United Kingdom suspends dozens of its 350 arms export licenses to Israel. British Foreign Minister David Lammy cites what he called a clear risk of the equipment being used by Israel to commit serious violations of international humanitarian law. Some of the equipment covered by the suspension are parts for fighter jets and drones. But Lammy clarifies the decision does not amount to a blanket ban or an arms embargo.
There is no equivalence between Hamas terrorists and Israel's democratic government, or indeed Iran and their partners and proxies. But to license arms exports to Israel, we must assess their compliance with international humanitarian law, notwithstanding the abhorrence of their opponents' tactics and ideology.
And before we go, here's a look at today's market winners and losers. And those are the news this hour. I'm Raine Musñgi. Stay tuned to BNC on Free TV Channel 31 and on our website, bnc.ph. Thank you so much for watching.